Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to Connie-Rae's Craft Room. Today I have a gorgeous craft card share for you, and it is this one. As you can see, it's got a gorgeous glimmery effect, and I'm using the shimmery crystal effects and also the ice stamping glitter from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to show you how to do it and how to use these products. These products will be available to you on the 4th of September 2019 in the the holiday catalogue, which has got all the Christmas range for those Stampin' Up fans in Australia. So I'm going to show you how to create this gorgeous shimmery effect. Isn't it beautiful? And it's like really thick sugar when it's on. It just looks, I don't know if I can bring it up without distorting the picture, but certainly it's a lot of fun. I'll show you how to do it. That's the best way. The first thing we have used is the Frosted Foliage stamp set, and also the die set that comes with it in a bundle. The Frosted Foliage bundle and Frosted Frame dies are what come together in the bundle. Certainly worth getting. So this is obviously the frame, and these little foliage pieces do all these little foliagey bits. Lovely. I did a bit of prep work before because there is a bit to do for this one. But I'll show you how to do it as we go. First of all, I have used Purple Posy to create some foliage, and I have already started on that, obviously, because I've already done one, and I've already cut out and prepared a little bit more. So this is going to be my frame. I'll show you how we've done the frame, and this is my already prepared frosted foliage, and I'll show you how it's done. I'll see if I can move you in a little bit closer so you can see how I'm doing it. Try not to lose you in the process. Alright, so you do need to probably have a pair of tweezers or something like that, loads of foliage that you've cut. You don't have to use this particular die set. You can use whatever die set you've got on hand that does your foliage. Whoop, you can't see that. Probably better off putting a piece of dark cardstock underneath. Let me have a look. Look. Let's use this gorgeous blue. Alright, I'll do that like that. Yes, you can see the imagery now. So I'll show you like that, but I'll work on this bit here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the piece that you want to add your shimmery effects to and just pop it on like glue. Hang on, I'm going to change my glasses over so I can see what I'm doing. Otherwise I could end up with glitter on the dog again. Okay, so you're just going to pop it on to the areas that you want to add your iced glitter. Is it called ice glitter? Ice stamp, yeah, ice glitter. So we're just going to, it's like glue, just putting glue on. That's really how it works. And then we grab our glitter. And as you can see, I've got some there. And you're just going to use a piece of paper, fold it in the middle so you can pop it back, using it a bit like embossing powder in terms of the way that we're applying it. And as you can see, isn't that cute? It is so pretty, really pretty. It goes really well with our wintry season at the moment, folks, in Australia. So this is any foliage that you can use. I'll just make sure you can see that. So I've trimmed off the foliage of a frame. I cut an extra frame out, and I've trimmed off some foliage, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. I just want to do this first because this doesn't take long to dry. But it doesn't take long at all, really. It's very quick, but it's just such a beautiful effect. Can't get over it. Well, I can, but you know, who wants to? It's glitter. So we're just sprinkling it all over. And if you think you've missed a bit, that's okay. Just dip it back into the pile here. That's why you need a pair of tweezers. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? It's like a princess. Princess stuff. Actually, I might put some on the end. Oh, I'll cut that off. So if you don't get it all the first time round, it doesn't matter. You can probably trim it off or add it later. It's not really the be-all and end-all. By the time you get it all on and done, you're going to have plenty of glitter or shimmery. You can use this shimmery effects on its own, and it acts like a resin sort of type, and it sets and it makes the actual area that you've applied it to shiny, permanently shiny. Yeah, you can probably see it. It's got a little bit of a glitter, but nothing like the glitter effect that you get when you pop this ice glitter on, which is just my fun favourite at the moment. See, look at that. Oh, it's adorable. Okay, that one. I've probably got enough here to move on with, but I will show you one more. Especially, did I do a snowflake previously? I'll do another snowflake, just to be sure. So you just grab your little snowflake. Oh, there's my little snowflake. So just popping on your glittery effect, your, what do we call it? Shimmery crystal effects. They had crystal effects before with Stampin' Up. When I first joined Stampin' Up as a hobbyist, I remember it being around then, but I really didn't know how to use it. So I was too unsure, so I thought, oh, I'm just going to stick with what I know. But you know, as you go and play with these things, you learn more. So here we are with shimmery effects. Well, if that doesn't look like a nice glittery snowflake, I don't know what does. Okay, I think this stuff's going to be pretty popular. Well, it's pretty popular with me already. So what I would do, like I would suggest you do, is you can do this at your dining room table, to be honest. And what you can do is just cut out a whole lot of foliage, or whatever it is that you're going to use. And you can just do this in one project and just sit down and apply it, and then it's done. And you can leave it sitting somewhere. Already done. Alright, so I think that should be enough. So I'll put this aside. Get rid of all the excess. And again, like your embossing powder, we're just going to pop it back into the jar. There we go. And like your embossing powder, when you think you've used it all, you've got a full jar again. It's like, oh, magic. Okay, so we have got that part done. So while that is sorting itself out, I'm pretty sure it's okay. Like, I've made lots of pieces. Oh, hang on, I've just got my little camera thing in the way here. Okay. Okay, sorry. Yes, so I've got all my little shimmery pieces all setting off, drying, and I'm going to be using the purple posy version for this particular card. I did do some white ones, but I thought that the white ones, even though they look nice, for the oh, there's a big one I didn't get. Oh, okay, we'll get that next time. They do look nice, but yeah, the purple stands out a little bit better on our particular make and take. All right, so I did go over that, didn't I? Did I go over the stamp set? I hope I did. Ha! This is the stamp set. These are the dies. Did I go over these? I'm sorry, guys, if I did. I'm just repeating myself, aren't I? These are... I'm not sure if I did. Okay, so this is the stamp set that comes in a bundle. It's frosted foliage, and the frosted frame dies come in a bundle together. So you've got the little frame here that you can cut out, and when you cut out that frame, it looks like this, except it's got more foliage down the bottom, which is probably more, to be accurate, like this one, except I trimmed off the foliage on one of the other ones so that I could use it to add to my collection of shimmery stuff. Plus, I don't want it down on the bottom when I'm actually putting the card together, and I'll show you why in a minute. So you've got your frame with your foliage, you've got your insert that goes inside when you're cutting it out, and you can have it either without a middle or with a middle. I have used that middle piece to cut some foliage out. You've got your snowflakes die, you've got your little fawn thing, whatever that is, I'm not quite sure what that is, and you've got some extra foliage there. So heaps of potential for this one, heaps and heaps of potential. Now, the other thing I did do was I have used the Designer Series paper that is feels like Frost Designer Series paper, and it's in a 6x6 bundle. It's silver on one side and it's got this gorgeous imagery on the other. So in this instance I used this little frame here in the design of the card upon, where is my extra piece? Here we go, on here. So you take this little frame, and what you do is you're just going to use it. You know how they do that little camera thing when they sort of like say, oh, this image looks good, I'll take it here. So basically that's exactly what I did. I sort of looked at these images here and I thought, which one do I like the most? And I've sort of cut that around using that piece there, and I wanted a little bit of ground and I wanted a little bit of sunlight. So basically I've just cut out the Designer Series paper with that, and I've got this gorgeous image that's going to go into the center of the card. So that is that. And what else have we done? We've done the sentiment. Now I'm going to actually put this card together kind of backwards in a way, which is not normally how I do it. However, there's a reason that I'm going to be doing it like this. So I have got my card front. You're going to have a piece of cardstock. This is Whisper White thick, and it is 11 by 4 1/8, scored at 5.5. That's the base. And then you've got a 4, let me make sure I've given you the right instructions, 4 1/8 by 5.5, I believe. Yes, 5.5 for the front. Okay, I've got my frame and I have trimmed off, as I suggested, the bottom. This colour is not working on this camera. I've trimmed off the bottom piece of the foliage of the design because I want to get the sentiment in, and I'll show you that in a second. At the time of constructing the design, I was sort of like umming and ahhing about, I wanted the foliage, I wanted the glitter. Oh, you know I'm a silly sausage. I didn't actually do my frame glitter. All right. Back a bit, guys, back a bit. Okay. Woo, silly me. I knew there was something that was, it just went too quick. All right, back a bit. All right, grab the frame, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with the frame. Is we're going to put our shimmering glossy effects on the frame and all over the foliage. Sorry, guys. I knew there was something I was doing wrong. So I just did the top half first, and then I did the bottom half. So like I said, it just goes on like glue. And if you put too much on, you probably don't need to put a lot on, as long as it grabs the actual ice glitter, and it does grab really well. So you don't need to put a lot on. You don't need to put half a tube on. You just need to put a little bit to make it sticky and tacky. And just go around your, I should have done a black frame so that you could see what I was doing, but it does, trust me, if you just follow the process, it will work really well. All right, so I did the top half first, and get my glitter, my icy glitter, and again we're just doing exactly the same way. This is how I did it, all over where you have put the glue, the shimmery effects, I should say, the glue. The glue. All right, making sure that you've got it all, and just a bit of a tap. Can you see that? Yes, of course you can. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's the top half done. So we're just going to turn it around and do the bottom half. And pick up any pieces that we may have missed out. On the top half. I missed a bit up here. I'd like that covered, and a bit down here on the corner. The other thing is, if you do put too much on, your card's probably going to be a bit wet. So you don't want to put a lot on. You don't want to go out of control. Bit late really, isn't it? We've got so much on. I think I missed a few spots there. Okay, I'll just tap that on again. You're kind of smothering it. Doesn't matter if you tip in the whole thing, because you're going to just tip it straight back into the container. There you go. It is all glittery. Oh, it's so pretty. It's just amazing. Just looks beautiful. I'm going to be playing around with this one a little bit, I think. So we'll just pop that aside. And of course you can add it later too. Oh, it's easier to do it this way, I think. A little bit missing from the top there. It's easier to do it this way, I think, rather than, you don't want to put your card together and then try and apply it, because it would be a little bit too tricky and a little bit too messy, I think. But, you know, each to their own. You can do whatever you want. Surely I haven't used it all. And just skip up a bit. Where did I put it all? Okay. Okay. Now I've got glitter all over my hands. All right. Now we've got the frame done. All right, back to where we were going before. Okay, so we've got the frame done. So while it's actually setting and sorting itself out, I'll just move it off. And we will just, as I said, we're going to work backwards a bit. So I'm going to go in now and get the sentiment. I've already aligned my sentiment. You can't see that, can you? Way. I've already aligned my sentiment, which is, as I said, from the Frosted Foliage stamp set, and it says this one here: wishing you a season full of family, friends and happiness. This is a gorgeous stamp set. There's so much potential with this one. I can't wait to try and play with the other ones, but I had to just use this shimmery effects. I just couldn't resist. It was just too much. Okay, so I'm just going to move in now, and what I would suggest is on your Stamparatus here, you've got one, let me just make sure that that's in the right location. Okay, I'm pretty sure I moved it down 2. So move it down 2 lines, move it across 1 line. Then pop your magnet on there, and then you will find that your stamp will actually go really well in there. Wondering if I should just move it up just a fraction, because my card, where have I put my design? Oh, okay. Oh, sitting right in front of me. I was noticing when I did do it, it probably could have gone down a little bit more. So, but that's, you know, it's just me being fussy, I think. So I'm just going to move it down a little bit more, so it gives me plenty of room to, I don't know. I think that's too far down. Yes, that's too elongated. I'm going to bring it back down to about there, I think. Yes. All right, and I used grey granite for the sentiment because the colours are very light. Purple Posy and white and Crystal Effects. Black is very hard to look at, so your sentiment in grey granite should work beautifully. There we go. The next way that I did this, the next thing that I did, all fingers and thumbs, move that out of the way, is I took the frame, or did I? Okay, I took the frame and I sort of like positioned it to see where I was in terms of design and in terms of placement, because I know I'm very fussy and sometimes, but placement is everything. if you don't get the right placement, it can sometimes throw your whole creation out the window. So I'm a bit funny when it comes to these things. But anyway, that's just me. All right, so pop, just ignore it if you don't like what I'm saying. Okay, so pop that in there where it came out of initially, using this frame, cutting out the paper. It's also cut out the middle there. So that's kind of going there. So the balance is kind of looking all right now. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to take that out. And I'm just going to use a pencil, making sure that's straight. I'm pretty sure that's straight. I'm just going to use a pencil to mark where I've popped that, because I did put the frame in and then I did stick it in on top of inside the frame. So I have done it the other way, and I prefer to do it this way. So obviously you can do whichever way you like, but I've found that this way is probably the better way. Again, we're going to be using, I'm going to be using multimedia matte. You can use any glue you like, but I like this one, especially for the foliage, because it dries matte. You can't see it, rather than drying glossy. So I'm going to pop this one back into that position where I've marked. And of course, we're going to rub out any pieces that we can see that shouldn't be there. I'm hoping that that is straight. It looks straight. Actually, that's quite nice on its own. The imagery is just beautiful. I can't get over the imagery that they've used. Whoop, I moved that. There we go. Okay. Right, looks good. Okay, so the next part that I have put this together with was the frame. I think I put the frame on next. And you can see the reason we work backwards. Normally you do your imagery, then you do your embellishments, and then you do your sentiment or something similar to that. But this time round, I'm just doing it a little bit different. So I'm going to pop the frame on like this, and I'm going to use little dimensionals to pop the frame up. Oop, and I think that was them, it just fell over. Let me just grab them. Okay. Yes, I have got them. Okay. So we're going to be using just little ones, just on the corners there of the frame. As you can see, the frame's actually dried because I'm using it, and you can see it didn't take long to dry at all. So it's not like you've got to wait forever. Your glitter is going to come off a little bit because I'm rubbing it that way, but essentially it's great. Right, so I'm just going to take the backing off. So these are all going to be available to you on the 4th of September, which is only a few weeks away. This makes some beautiful cards, this stuff. I can't believe it. And the paper that they've got is just adorable. All right, so we're just going to pop this just around the obvious, which is the frame that we've cut out. So it makes it easy for placement, that's for sure. Okay, there you go, look at that. Almost done. Now you could leave it there if you wanted to. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? I didn't want to pop that up. I had a little sentiment already cut out, but to be honest, I preferred it without. However, if you like it like that, you can do it like that. But I actually preferred it to be just onto the card. I don't know. Sometimes once you see it, you can't unsee it. I don't know. I think it looks good either way. So it's up to you. Alright, so then we'll bring back in the foliage that we've actually previously used to enhance the imagery. So using the one that I did before, I'll put that over here. You can see that I added a little bit more, maybe too much. Got carried away. It's up to you how much you put on. So I might just get a little snowflake and pop one there. And I'm just using, as I said, multi-matte medium because it just dries matte and you can't see it. Tombow should work. And you know what, with all the glitter, you're not going to really pick up whether the fact that it may look wet or dry. So it's all good. Oh, okay. Don't know if I need that. I might put that one up there just for a change. Maybe. Nope. With the, I did find before that, oh, I'm just going to get that little piece out. I did find before that if you've got the ice glitter down on, you might have to scratch it up a bit if you're going to add something to it because it won't stick to it. Maybe I'll stick that like that. I'll just sit that there and let it dry a bit. Ah, it's not going to stick. It's probably because of the glitter. Something to keep in mind when you're doing it. Oh, it may stay. What else have we got here? A big snowflake. We could stick that little snowflake under there. I think I'll put some foliage in because I really like the foliage look. It just comes up so gorgeous. Yeah, I think I'll pop that in there. So you just add your embellishment until you no longer want to add any more, which makes sense, doesn't it? You may like a less busier card. That didn't grab either. Okay. I think I'm being overcautious and I'm not putting enough glue on. There we go. I think that's better. I'll just wrap that around the corner. There we go, that's better. And I've noticed that there's a little bit of here. Just try it, because I did say probably not to do it this way, but I'll be interested to see how it does work, is to put some of the effects on. And then add a little bit of glitter. You can do it like that, but I probably wouldn't totally recommend that way, because it, besides the fact you're going to lose a little bit too much glitter when you do it that way. It could get a little bit messy. It's just easier to have a piece of scratch paper down and do it before than to do it after. Okay, so how are we going? So we've got, that one still hasn't stuck down. That's cheeky. All right, let me get, I just don't think I'm using enough glue, to be honest. Or it's just not enough for the glitter. You need to probably use a good wob of it to stick onto the glitter. See how that goes, shall we? All right, and then you could add more or less if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. Don't forget, sometimes less is more, as they say, and I do find that is the case. I did put some down here, but I might just leave it at that. Well, maybe we'll put some just on the bottom there, just along here. Yes, I think we will. And then actually I'll trim that off. And just add in a little from here. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, oh, I might put a little bit more on because it obviously needs me to use more. The reason I'm usually so heavy-handed, that's my problem, and I try to behave and not be heavy-handed. And then I go the opposite direction. I don't put enough on. Okay. So you can do one or two things with these little bits sticking up. You can put them down, or you can leave them sticking up. It's entirely up to you. So this one's a little bit on the, oops, sorry, gone out of focus there. This one is a little bit on the edge, so I'm just going to flip that up. And I'm going to turn it around and trim it. Like so. And this one is a little bit, you can obviously leave it like that if you choose to. It's entirely up to you. But I'm thinking that's pretty, oh, this one does not want to stick. Okay, why? Why are you being so mean? All right, let me try another way. I might just snip this one, pop the little snowflake that way underneath. I would have thought that there would have been enough glue on there. Yeah, oh. Okay, so it's basically done with a little bit of glittery mess. Now I did put some sequins on out of the snowflake sequins that are available again on the 4th of September. They're a part of the package, the bundle, because I got the big bundle. But then I was looking at these ones, which are the woven thread sequins assortment, and these are available now in our annual catalogue, and these are really pretty. And I thought to myself, I am going to pop on a couple of these because they just look really nice. Whew, it's getting hot in here. They've got some really lovely colours, so I thought, you know what, and the colours actually go really well with the design. So I thought, I am going to do that. I need to have my very tiny nib on. Maybe that's what the problem has been today with my glue. I haven't had the nib on. Just put some lovely little sequins everywhere, because it hasn't got enough bling, really, has it? Just need a little bit more, just to be sure. So I don't know who's going to get this card, but it certainly is going to be worth it. Oh, see, look, my glue just doesn't like me today. I'm having a bad glue day. If it's not that, it's the lighting, or the camera, or something. Okay, what else have we got? We've got some, what other colour? See, that actually goes really nicely with the, wow, look at that. What colour is that? I'd have to have a look at the woven thread colour sequences. That's actually really pretty. Goes really well with it. I'm going to pop that on. right there on the side of that photography, it just is exactly the same colour. Oh, just what I needed. A bit of glue. Gorgeous. And what other colour will I put there? That should probably do it. A little blue one. Oh yeah, that looks pretty too. See, I've just changed up the original design again. I always do that. The more you play with it, the more you change it, which is fine. That's how it goes. Okay. Well, that is looking kind of pretty. It is absolutely beautiful. Love it. All right, so I think that's kind of like enough, because I think I could sit here and do a little bit more, and that's frightening. Okay, so you get your card, your base card. That's going to be your frame. You're just going to pop that on top. And we are going to use some, what are we going to, yes, we're going to use some large dimensionals. Let's pop that over. Don't want this sequence to come off. Considering my glue is not working with me today. I'll put one in the middle. It's not like it's a heavy, it's not overly heavy card, but it has got some, you know, it is a little bit heavier than normal designer series paper or cardstock, because it's got the glitter on it. So you do want to make sure that you've got it secured quite well. I don't know how this would go through the post, to be honest. Yeah, you could end up with a lot of glitter in the envelope. And it might go with the theme, really. Except we have really hot summers here. So that might just mess up a bit. No, it survived it. Okay, so we're just going to pop this one on. Pretty easy to do because it's the same front. And there you have it. Lovely. A beautiful, beautiful card, which is going to be somebody's delight. Love it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you soon with a new tutorial. And I can't guarantee it won't have some shimmer in it. Bye for now. Take care.